Hello. Hi, everyone. My mic was off for a little bit there. Also, let me just lower the volume a bit. Okay. All right. Hopefully this sounds okay. Okay. Might just up to here. But yes. Hello, everyone. And anyone who's deciding to join the stream, as well as anyone who's watching the VOD later on. But yeah, so we are now at the New Carnival winter trio event, and yeah, and so this time it's Labyrinth Afterglow, and it's featuring the old man trio, Ray, Kuya, and Quincy. If any of you saw me and Eno's stream a couple days ago, 2 days ago, yeah, I think you might know that we like Ray and Kuya a lot, and I especially like Kuya. So I am also gonna attempt to pull for him. I have not seen any spoilers about anything within the event itself yet, although I have been spoiled. Well, no, not really spoiled. I have seen a little bit of what the Kuya's H scenes look like, and one of them looks very exciting. The other one I haven't seen yet. Whoops. I haven't seen enough yet to know if it's what it is yet, but the other one's very exciting. I think I've also seen one of Ray's rooms, or the screenshots, and those also look promising too. And as for the outfits themselves, I saw this very funny joke that this was basically, I don't think that's something I can say on stream, but the outfits, they are, at least Ray and Kuya's outfits are extremely slaying. They are they are out-hunting each other again. Or trying to. And it is working very well for me. So. Okay. I might have cropped that a little too much. Okay, I think that looks okay. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So, but event-wise, I have not actually seen what the story is. So let us get started. So. Everyone, this is a really serious story. Our walk through the forest was going smoothly when suddenly a white mist formed up ahead. When the fog cleared, all around we were surrounded by the forest trees like a giant leafy wall. Hungry and cold, we were lost in the forest. All we could do was keep warm by the light of the fire and try to find the truth. Squeak! Topper, you're right. Who the hell dares to be so reckless in front of the Forest Guide, Master of Illusion, the Master of Illusion, the Master of Concealment? What? You have quite a knack for storytelling and flattery, but you miss the part where the old fox got up to his old tricks. It's just started. The event has only just started. And already. Alright. The untrod path he insisted we take has led us into quite a predicament. Sigh. Even after I kindly pointed out the unusual situation in the forest for you all I get for my troubles is Master Ray's disdain. Call it what you like, but what the hell have we gotten ourselves into this time? What was once forest has transformed into towering walls. The protagonists find themselves surrounded, but for one opening at the end. Naturally, it lures them in. We're walled in on all sides with one path open before us, so let's take it before sundown. We don't need nightfall adding to our troubles. So I'm guessing, are they already in the maze? I've already sent Father out scouting. He won't be long. Or so you say. Who? Oh, okay. There he is. Father, anything up there? Cool. Father says he couldn't fly over. Some invisible obstruction is blocking his way and preventing him from seeing what's inside. If even the air is walling us out, we'll have to enter from down here. Then it's settled. We'll venture inside. Standing tall, Quincy is first to his feet. He extinguishes the campfire and makes his advance. Approaching the colossal structure ahead, Aiden hesitates at the entrance. Wait, before we go in... He fetches a smoldering branch from the campfire's dying embers and uses the ashes to etch something into the wall. Adventurers lost in the forest, going inside to find a way out. An SOS? Just in case. Maybe we'll be lost for a while. At least our researchers will know where to look. At least our rescuers will know where to look. You're becoming increasingly cautious, young master. Are you afraid we might run into trouble? I think we're past that already. The entrance amidst the imposing walls is shrouded in foreboding darkness. If there were another path, not a soul in their right mind would dare venture within. There's no way around it. Into the darkness we go. And is that it? Or, oh, okay. The stone walls seem as high as the sky, as lofty inside as out. With no ceiling above, they are exposed to the elements, powdery snow falling finely. Multiple passages form where the walls break and intersect, a complex network of walkable pathways. do something real quick. Okay. Troublesome. There's more than one fork in the road. In the worst case scenario, we have to try them all. Then let's split up and find out where they lead, shall we? You're a little late to the party. The other two have wandered off on their own initiative. Expect nothing less from Kuya. He's always keen to do his thing. What's got Quincy so impatient? Oh. Wait, this is chapter 1, right? I feel like... Okay, I think this is... Pretty sure this is chapter 1. Because it's like... In media res, stories usually start in the middle of the action. You know, I shall see where they take us with this. Alright. Any problem in the forest is a concern for him more than most.
Oh, yeah.
There's a door here. Yeah. At a dead end formed by the walls, a dark frame portal stands out, large enough for a person to pass through. The gemstone altars. Okay. But within the portal's framed space, an atmospheric light at odds. Sorry. But within the portal's framed space, an atmospheric light at odds with its surroundings emanates. Upon closer inspection, a scene from the outside world, only half familiar, appears within the doorway. Gasp.
Huh?
This scene, isn't it the gemstone altar at the palace? Hehe. The gemstone altar hidden in the palace. It looks just like it did years ago, not a single change. Hey, it's moving. The image in the frame, it's like seeing through someone's eyes as they move around the altar. This portal doesn't appear to be an exit. We're gonna find out how they got into this maze, labyrinth. It looks more like a moving painting. I wonder what it's meant to tell us. I guess we'll have to try another passage. But we've already reached halfway inside. Curiosity killed the cat! Cut it out! It seems to me like this door has some use. The quickest way to know for sure is to investigate for myself. The ashen-haired man casually waves his hand, entering the portal with a boreal owl. The otherworldly light that lines the door frame grows more intense. Do you need a push, young master? I'd rather you reach in and pull Ray back out. How can he just go in like that? We'll all go in. If danger awaits, we'll face it together. Right, let's go. They muster the courage and step through the frame, a vivid scene emerging the moment they enter. And are we going to get the outfits in this chapter? Oh, no, not yet. Okay. The scene comes closer, as though zooming in to meet them, projecting a past event before their eyes. Alright. And now we're into the flashback. I will say, this is when they were first starting to tease the event. I thought this was going to be like a Rusted Nation sequel or Rusted Nation Part 2, but I wasn't sure how they would be able to pull it off again because Rusted Nation was very unique in how its storytelling was done. Um, and I don't see how Labyrinth Afterglow would be able to like be as good as Rusted Nation because Rusted Nation had the novelty of its style, um, whereas this one, I don't know. I'll see. So far, I'll just see how the rest of this event goes. All right. So, under normal circumstances, the gemstone altar in the palace is accessible only to royal magicians. Oops. But at this moment, a young man stands alone before it, silently watching the rotating gem. Oh. Oh, hello, Ray. You're ready in this outfit. Ah. How long has it been since I last laid eyes on this altar? There's been no progress in the experimental reports for some time, and the committee's funding was cut. Is this when he was still in the sorcerer trial? So, like, when he was going by Zero? And he wore this outfit? You're late. Ensure the proper functioning and upkeep of the Light Territories altar. That was the agreement between you and the nobles. Oh! Oh. Hey, Huey. So, I guess, spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen Chapter 16. But yeah, Huey has a official sprite now. Okay, it's not the upkeep routine affecting its operation, but mankind's persistence. Grand Sorcerer casts a wave of essence that permeates the room, cutting the conversation short. A magical connection is formed by the essence, creating a channel to the gemstone on the altar. It is very bright. The ashen-haired young man outstretches his hand and channels his essence into the gem. Oh, is this Huey regulating the altar with Ray? Oh no, how to pronounce that? An amalgamation of forces swirl and coil as they mix together, then separate. This altar's condition is always stable. More people than you'd think work hard to maintain it, hoping they'll be rid of you sooner. Just like you? Oh, oh so Ray never kept it a secret, eh? Yes, like me. I won't let you go alone to maintain the altars this time. Hmm? I won't be alone. Quincy and Kuya will join me. You can stay if you prefer. It doesn't matter to me. Both unremarkable clan members. I've no interest in either of them. Are we gonna meet the other clan members? Because it wasn't just the three of them at this time, right? Because we now know that the Great Serpent was like one of the previous Hueys and not the current Huey. So, no longer lingering on the gemstone quietly operating behind him on the altar, Ray falls into step beside the Grand Sorcerer. To stay beside you and personally oversee the workings of the altars and their elemental gemstones, I'm unwavering in this goal. Don't forget it. Huh? The stumbling steps taken through the portal now reach solid ground, and the brown-haired young man rubs his eyes in disbelief. That felt strange. The moment I entered it was like I was at the altar, but I couldn't move and only watch on like helpless spectators while everything took place. And what I saw, Ray and Huey working together to maintain the altar, did I imagine all that? Or, I mean, that was all in the past. I'd almost forgotten it myself, but yes, I did offer up my abilities to assist in the altar's upkeep. Oh. Whoa. Alright, now we get the Aiden appreciation view. Whenever Ray wears something elegant or refined, he looks like a fairy tale prince. It's those slender arms and legs, his fair skin. They complement the delicate stitching on the fabric, like rosebuds blooming under pale moonlight. I, I, that sounds like such an innuendo. Alright, stop daydreaming and take a look down at your own clothing. Oh, Aiden's outfit. He is... How did my clothes... So this is actually Huey's outfit in his default sprite. So... Uh-oh. So this is Resachiic 2.0 maybe? Not sure. We'll see. Because in Resachiic, Aiden was also wearing Huey's clothes. My, how did my clothes... It seems the essence imbuing the portal is still in effect, and if we go back through, we'll regain our former appearance. Ooh. Just because Huey's not here, don't make me his stand-in. I look perfectly fine without his outfit. Yeah, he didn't like the previous one either. The second I arrive, the first thing I hear is the first thing I hear is the young master's urge to get naked. Kuya and Quincy! Are we gonna get the reveals? Yep. Ah! Peepa! Okay. This mind-altering mist makes you look both mysterious and... Okay, sorry, let me start over. Kuya made me lose my mind. Alright. This mind-altering mist makes you both look so mysterious, especially with those tailored outfits and your perfect figures. This wonderland sure has some beautiful scenery. That's just audience insert talking. Sigh. I'm starting to worry about the young master's taste, almost drooling at the sight of us in such outdated outfits. Our attire is not something to concern yourself with. Whoa, attire? Oh my. The upper half makes the imaginations run wild, and the lower half, only just hidden from view, leaves the eyes with nowhere to go. Man, a lot of people like this Quincy outfit. I'm sure they have many things to appreciate from it. I hope you enjoy. Lost in a maze of tone pecks, trapped between to both the left and the right. We are lost indeed. Passing through the portal has brought us to a new location entirely. The surroundings are not so different from when they first entered, but the lofty walls now take on a different shade. Peculiar piles of debris are strewn about the ground, blanketed in heavy set snow, a silent testimony that this place has lain untouched for quite some time. The portal we passed through just now has vanished. Are we supposed to look for more that will teleport us around this maze? Okay, how did they get in this maze? Are we gonna... Or did I completely miss something? I feel like I completely missed something. Even if these are the rules of the game, there's no guarantee we will emerge in a safe location each time. I'm more intrigued by the scene we witnessed in the portal than merely traversing the maze. Okay, I think I missed something. There's not much to say. Perhaps it extracted my memories. Quincy and the old fox didn't assist in maintaining the light altar on that occasion. It looks to me like what we all saw was a factual recollection from the past. You did pass through the portal first, Master Ray. I'd guess that the first one to enter is forced to reveal a truth from their past to all who follow. So basically, we found a way to get around, but maybe that means we'll see moments from everyone's past? Okay, so that was... Okay, so there was no story before 1. Okay, so I'm guessing either they're gonna tell us how they wound up in the maze later on, or there's just so much story and content that they don't have time to tell us how they wound up in the maze. I guess we'll see! This place is totally different from earlier. So many forks in the road. We even came to a dead end and had to retrace our steps. Just like a maze at an amusement park, don't you think? Topper! You're so cute! Squeak. Oh. they don't want their past revealed, eh? Only Topper still shares my enthusiasm. The others have been lost in thought for a while. Coo. Yes, it must be from a journey I once took with Huey. Eh? Did Father just ask you about that scene? Mm-hmm. Huey went traveling for each altar inspection, but that was the one time we four journeyed together. It's not a memory I'm eager to recall. How can you possibly resist reminiscing over such a thrilling adventure? Oh, Kuya. I don't just want to forget it, I want it ripped clean from my mind. Then I wouldn't have to remember how much mischief a certain old fox loved to cause. Wait, how much mischief a certain old fox loved to cause? Do we get to see Kuya pranking people again? And being an evil bitch? On that particular trip, it was the antics of my old friend that caused the most mischief. Quiet. Eh? Is it something you'd rather not talk about? What would Quincy rather talk about? He talks about nothing. It's not that I can't tell you. It's just pointless to share. What's past is past. Quiet. Another portal has appeared. The young man in the young man in the lead turns the corner and inclines himself to grant an unobstructed view of the portal that has re-emerged up ahead. Oh, actually, let's take a... Oh, the vines are moving, actually. Actually, the entire background is moving. Like, a lot of it. I don't know if that is a necessary improvement, but it is pretty and interesting, I will say. Since the scene we see will be drawn from whoever is first to enter, young master, be our guest! Of course you would. Huh? Why me? Don't worry, we'll get Aiden's past in a January event. I want to feast my eyes on your original world. Who knows? Perhaps I'll find something worthwhile in your memories. Okay, I do hope that happens at some point. I guess the carnival event was close. Don't pressure him. Oh, the little Pngtuber. Aren't you keen to learn about the young master's world? There's no way of knowing what memories might emerge, so what's the rush? I must be dreaming. Ray speaking up to defend me. Perhaps when we enter, we'll see Huey's memories instead. Oh. Eh? No, 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 impossible. Yeah, sure, my appearance in here has changed, but I can't be just a stand-in for Huey. Oh, poor guy. This place has affected both our appearances and memories. Young Master, since you're wearing that outfit, Master Ray might actually be right. In conclusion, take the lead then. Whatever we see will be worth our while. Pay them no mind. We'll use another method to decide who enters. Quincy, it's okay. With any luck, we'll learn something more about Huey. I'm going in. Stay with me. And oh, that is a cool background. Or like a cool filter, I guess? Cool flashback filter? Alright, in silence, the hunter picks up a path through the forest, a monotonous canvas of browns and greens. Guided by some instinctive awareness, he stops and waits precisely at the appointed meeting place. Okay, so I'm guessing this is either going to be Huey or Rin memory. Actually, probably Huey, because Rin is just staring at a cave the entire time. Oh, okay, Quincy. Heh, everyone's here, finally. About time. Overslept? Why are they here? The golden-haired young man fixes his eyes on the only man yet to speak. They asked to assist with maintaining the altar, and I agreed. I'd rather turn back than deal with these two. Old friend, even if you return, there will be no one there to greet you. Oh, the crackling of firewood, ignited by magical flames in the center of the camp, refocuses the clan members' attention. Wait, so does that mean in this time period there were only 3 clan members? Because we haven't seen any hints of anyone else in their generation. The Grand Sorcerer remains in place by the fire, seated alone, his eyelids obscuring his gaze. He appears unconcerned with the sights and sounds of the world around him. Once you've settled in, handle your obligations. I'll set up a tent for shelter and I'll leave dinner to you. Old friend, did you hear that? You heard it too. No, Topper. Leave dinner to us, How about I cook up that little snack by your side? Oh, so Topper's not a pet yet, I guess. So predictable. Before long, the golden-haired man serves up the dried meats and fruits, and he packed for the trip, arranging them haphazardly on plates and presenting them to the group. Although we've met several times before now, this is our first expedition together. Please be sure to share any tips and tricks. You know, Ray's a lot more diplomatic right now, probably because I'm guessing he's still currently in the Sorcerer Council of Sorcery. So, yeah. I'd much rather follow Huey's lead. What a bore you are. Perfect timing. I've heard that a starving old yokai need only drink dewdrops to survive. How about I share some with you? The girls are fighting. Best to keep them for yourself. We can't expect royalty to get by on these scraps alone. Fight, 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 fight. Royalty or old yokai, it makes no difference. Eat up or shut up. Quincy? When the Grand Sorcerer speaks, a momentary hush indeed falls over the noisemakers. So Ray and Kuya are just noisemakers. He swallows a mouthful of food, calmly states the facts, then takes another bite. A little heavy on the seasoning. That's it? I mean, that's what he was like. The portal this time was a small step forward for us, but a giant leap forward for gathering intel. Sorry, I am not sure what's going on with my speaking today, but yeah. The portal this time was a small step forward for us, but a giant leap forward for gathering intel. First off, turns out even Quincy has his off days in the kitchen. Our old friend was hoping to poison us. Oh? Whatever doesn't suit your palate is poison to you. No wonder you don't host many dinners. A momentary mishap, nothing more. Wait, so was he actually trying to poison them? Probably. And that's before we get to the scene in the portal. Huey was there, but so were you lot. We can't be sure whether it was one of his memories or not. What a pity. I had hoped through you to see a part of Huey's past I wasn't already aware of. On the other hand, we can now determine the rules of movement through the maze. This labyrinth has several forks in the road. If we wish to avoid going around in circles, we'd better find them and take note. Next, when we take on a particular path and come across a portal, we enter, observe a scene, and observe a scene. Once a scene finishes, we undergo a kind of teleportation, following which there are two possible outcomes. We are either transported to some new destination or return to our original location. Oh, I just noticed that Missy has eyeliner. That's rare for him, I think, right? And there is more than one portal. We can only advance by finding the correct one. Hee hee. Now it's getting interesting. No shortcuts? Just stepping into portals and hoping for the best? How long are we going to be stuck in this place? That's a question to ask once we've made our way out. Don't be such a spoiled brat. So, I'm guessing that also means this is going to be a purely flashback event. We won't get any cameos from anyone else, because in the previous Winter Trio events, we've always had cameos from others. So, I guess we'll see. Just gonna quick. The pathways. Oh, okay. The pathways aren't complicated. It's just a matter of left or right. Last time we went left all the way. This time we'll veer right. All right. A bar subsumed in gloom. No place to kick back and wait. Bar subsumed in gloom. No place to kick back and relax with a drink. Tables, chairs, and glassware are hurled through the air, and a patron, stripped bare, is on his knees calling for help in the corner. Oh? A scene from a smashed up bar? Is this another memory from that trip? Don't look at me. I don't recall causing such a commotion. We've only passed through a few portals. You can't assume every scene is connected to that trip. ... All that matters is that we leave this place, so form an orderly queue and enter in turn. No need to keep repeating the same time-wasting arguments. Master Ray, you don't mind being observed, so how about you enter first every time? You're just eager to ensure your secret stays hidden. Guilty conscience, hmm?
Oh.
Oh, what secret would that be, Master Ray? Oh, I love that little evil smile of his. Or, not necessarily evil. That little mischievous smile of his. ... It's Quincy, isn't it? Right, that's it. They're only memories. How about we all just close our eyes, then no one has to see them? Yeah, yes. A plus, big brain move. Super big brain. One's senses aren't always to be trusted, young master. You should know that better than most. We can give it a try. Before Quincy takes a single step, a hand swiftly reaches out and enters the portal first? I'll take the lead this time, and my old friend can go next. His memories are worth the wait. No.
Oh.
Kuya, your eyes are still open. Why should I avert my eyes from memories shared with an old friend? Oh, he knows what memory this is. The fox yokai. Hey, this kind of looks like the Gambler's Paradise alleyway background. Anyways, the fox yokai strolls down a dimly lit street nonchalantly, as though taking a garden stroll. He pauses from time to time to peruse the roadside stalls. Esteemed customer, is there anything you need? I'm looking for an item I've never laid eyes on. I'm looking for an item I've never laid eyes on, but your wares are disappointing. A client wave A client with a craving for something unseen. There's another here tonight with an aura like yours. If you're thinking about recommending an item you've already offered to another, I suggest you don't. All items change hands. What's novel depends entirely on the individual. Even if I were to recommend the same item, your eyes would lend a fresh perspective. In that case, I'll bite, but I don't like being disappointed more than once. Well, so is he gonna? Is this gonna be a Kuya memory or? Well, okay, it is a Kuya memory since he went in first. Within the dusky light of the bar, the patrons gather in small groups, unashamed of their drunken ramblings. What on earth is so special about a place like this? You say that for every single time, bro. Oh? In the corner, empty bottles strewn about his feet, the golden-haired man stands out, seemingly having been in his cups the entire night. One thing I do want to know about is the reported, like, great fight that Quincy and Kuya had. Like, apparently it was a giant fight that broke down the forest during Astral Duo. Like, I want to know more about that fight. Bonus points if we could see that fight. And bonus points if we see if they had any other shared history, you know, because they're super divorced, clearly. Mister, looking for someone? No, I'm looking for a round of fun. Gotcha. Right this way, sir. What does that mean? I'm guessing it's a code word. Having provided the secret code, oh yeah, Kuya is guided to the other side of the bar, where an array of playful items sits piled high on a table. Mister, once you've taken your seat, there's no going back. You have to play. Would you like to? Would you like to hear the rules of the game? Tell me. Is he gonna kill everyone? He reclines on the sofa and looks on as the staff member divides a pile of dominoes and neatly arrays them before him. Here's your chips for tonight. Make your wager, be it money, power, organs, or even your life. We'll take the lot. Each round, you choose how many dominoes you're willing to gamble. The player with most dominoes left over is the loser. And Kuya can easily cheat this. The loser pays the value of the wager marked on the dominoes, Right you are, mister, and if both sides happen to clear your dominoes at the same time, resulting in a tie, then both sides pay the value of the other's selection. I'm noticing he has a habit of doing that. He did that in Resachiic 2. He also did that in... There was another event where he did something like this. That clears up the rules of this game, but it's not exactly exciting. Where's the appeal? Oh yeah, he also did this in Sunburst Fever. And you know what? He also did this in Chapter 6. That's for you to find out once it starts. How the... Just one domino away from clearing the table again? A loss by one chip is a loss all the same. Say it. Oh, you're having... Take one finger. Oh. The gambler falls from his seat to his hands and knees, begging for mercy. Just before he touches the hem of Kuya's clothing, a burly member of the staff hauls him to his feet. I choose the finger you use to push your dominoes forward. And... No, please, have mercy. Scram, I'm up next. Don't you worry, I'll make you pay. Shut your trap, I've been eyeing this fella for a while. A game so mindless that people so often end in failure. Perhaps it was rash to seek opponents in a place like this. It makes no difference to me, but whoever sits down first takes the table. The two patrons make a mad dash for the seat across from Kuya. Oh yeah, and the whole Welcome to Elysium event is this too. Where he goes to games where he knows he's gonna win, because he can just rig everything up. And that is why Kuya is so shocked when Aiden beats him in Chapter 6. The two patrons make a mad dash for the seat across from Kuya. But in one swift motion, a towering man cuts through the crowd, pulls out the seat, and takes his place at the table. Oh, Quincy.
Oh, yeah?
Old friend, itching to play with me, hmm? I can't enjoy a drink in peace with all this racket. I came over to ask you to quiet down. We're both paying customers. Who gave you the right to order me around? Oh, Kuya, I bet you weren't paying with real money. Not to mention, with a toothy grin, Kuya pushes over a fresh pile of dominoes, some of which are stained with blood. Oh. Don't forget, there's no way out once you've taken your seat. Quincy remains silent and ponders before retrieving a domino and tossing it into the selection of the table designated for play. Aren't you going to declare your stake? Don't expect everything to go your way. Hadn't crossed my mind. It's precisely the unexpected that has me in here putting up with all this noise. Ignoring the instructions, the golden-haired man tosses dominoes with abandon, bringing the game to a speedy close. Sigh. Employing the strategy of a petulant child, are we? His patience apparently at its limit, Quincy grabs some dominoes, clenches his fists, and shatters them in his palm. I told you already, it's noisy in here. If you say so, old friend, how about we turn up the volume a little? Oh! With a flick of his wrist, the fox yokai overturns a table, setting it up for Quincy's fist. Splinters fly in all directions. Oh. Okay, you know what? I can see why they had that forest fight now. Are we not going to see that fight? Not bad. An intriguing recollection. Oh, Ray. I bet Ray enjoys this. Whoa, check out this place. This time we're at... So I gather, back then you passed the time by gambling, drinking, and fighting? I did not gamble. But there was plenty of drinking and fighting. You're all just gonna ignore me trying to change the subject, huh? Sigh. My old friend was ever so clumsy. We were left with quite a hefty compensation bill, which made for an altogether troublesome trip. The several patrons you framed, not to mention the tip-offs you gave to our pursuers, caused a considerable headache too. I meant well. They were looking for trouble, so I granted them some. Oh, Kuya. Ray, shall we figure out where to head next? No need. If they keep burgering like this, before long, they'll be smashing the place up again. Oh, Ray's little mischievous smile. To be honest, the only one who's not having a good time is Quincy. If they break through these walls, we might have a straight path to the exit. Yeah, and once we get out, we'll be up to our ears in compensation claims from the maze owner. Okay, so... Oh, do we know anything about this maze yet? No, not yet, I guess. The left is a dead end. Head back. Well, let's go back to the last fork, leave a mark, and then head to the right. It's blocked. We're back to square one. It's not an illusion, then. This place is getting more complicated, and new portals aren't so easy to find. And when we do find one, we need to decide who goes in first. Looking for trouble again, young master? Or are you just a bystander, enjoying the view of our unchangeable past? It feels less like bystanding and more like voyeurism. I'm the only one here who didn't join you on that journey, and yet here I am prying into your memories. Are you sure this is really okay? Oh, 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 that's so cute. Or, well, maybe not cute, but you know what? It's cute. From the viewer's end, it's cute. The boreal owl of death swoops straight for Aiden and proceeds to plant a few merciless pecks on his head. Oh, look at him bounce. Damn it, I'm sorry. I almost forgot you weren't there either. Forgive me, Father. Oh, okay, so Father was not around for this. And Topper was only around for part of it. Father's pecking your brains out to encourage you not to dwell on useless things. It's not easy to view anyone's past, let alone understand it. Heh, got it. Thanks for the reminder.
Oh.
Hey, look, a new portal's appeared on the left at the end of that pathway. Oh. Monsters. Grar. Although it's funny, that's actually the sprite for Momo, Pee-Pee, and Bobo. Sis, the sheer scale of this maze is one thing, but whoever made it certainly didn't scrimp on the bloodthirsty monsters. Let's get to the portal. Shake him off. Whoa. All of a sudden, Aiden feels weightless as Quincy lifts him by the waist and sweeps him clean off his feet. This is a reoccurring thing. Time to get out of here. This feeling of running for our lives feels way too familiar. Quincy, slow down! No, go faster! Their frantic pace spurs monsters on in hot pursuit. The giant wolf leading the pack bares its fangs and lunges for the nearest prey. I mean, should we ever be worried with Ikuya there? Meddler. You're quite the meddler yourself, Master Ray. Always with the presence of mind to consider the young master's feelings, Well, he is also the most human of the three and the closest, or the youngest. I wasn't referring to him. Besides, he's thick-skinned enough to take it, and it doesn't take him long to cheer himself up. Unfortunately true. Ray watches on with indifference as the fox yokai dispatches the beasts one by one. Making sure the last of the enemies has been dealt with, he turns his gaze towards the doorway. He confirms the whereabouts of a yelling Aiden, safe in Quincy's firm grip. Only after the two men disappear into the portal does he mutter a few extra words. I was talking to someone else. I'm guessing, are they Huey? Or is someone else? Oh, The ashen-haired man places a whole pot of food on the table, but no one makes a move to touch it. Eat up, and once you're full, go and rest your heads. Maintenance for the Water Territories altar was completed some time ago, and we've been traveling through this area for quite a while.
Where to next, Huey? We're going into the forest to maintain the gemstone altar in the wood territory. No, we should slow our pace and rest for a few more days. Oh, dear old friend, don't you want to go home? Time eclipse is almost here. Double eclipse? Time eclipse? The intriguing I see. Time eclipse, the intriguing phenomenon of a double eclipse in the forest. Oh. Hey, astral duo. The moment when two moons meet, casting a spell over all the woodland creatures. Perfect. I'm yet to observe it. It's not something to be casually exposed to outsiders. Oh yeah, Quincy doesn't like it. I suggest you wait for it to end before venturing into the forest. The effects the event induces will only make the journey unnecessarily troublesome.
Oh.
We? Old friend, are you suggesting you enter first without us? None of your business. And what business would that be? Let me guess. You need to oversee the tribe's perimeter defenses or check for sightings of humans out wandering alone like you did during the last eclipse? At least he's doing something worthwhile. Better that than being bone idle like you. Sigh. Year after year, my old friend keeps up with these futile forest wanderings. I'm merely tired of watching him, that's all. A rotten yokai would never comprehend it, no matter how long he lives. The pair fix one another with silent stares, as though one wrong move away from something a lot less subdued. Huey stands and ladles a serving of soup into an empty bowl, then returns to his seat, unconcerned by the simmering tension. Help yourselves. Stifling his anger, the golden-haired forest guardian rises to leave. Leaving so soon, old friend? The forest is far from here. Wouldn't it be better to wait until dawn? I have matters to attend to. I'll be back by morning. After all that needless chatter, you're really not returning to the forest? Well, safe travels and don't bother to write. Master Ray, be a little more encouraging, hmm? We've just arrived at our rest stop, and someone's already dropping in to alleviate his loneliness. Oh, if you're jealous, why not find a special someone yourself? Oh, these bitches, these hags. Quincy. Oh, ... Quincy casts a glance at Huey, and Huey glances back, neither support nor opposition revealed in his eyes. With no more to say, Quincy slams the door behind him and takes his leave. There's no need to linger. Once Quincy returns, we'll head out. The time eclipse won't slow our advance. Heh, the Grand Sorcerer's famous last words. Ray? What? Needs more seasoning. Okay. This looks like water territory stuff, though. Oh, right, they're still in the water territory. Dawn arrives and footfall is sparse on the road. Dew dampens the air and dark clouds blot out the sun. The wooden door of a house opens and the golden tressed man steps out. Golden dressed? That's supposed to be golden dressed. Man steps out to start the day. He does not glance back at the warm glow within, nor does he utter a farewell. He simply heads out into the gloom. There's a stillness in the air. It will rain soon. The silence inspires a longing for the sound of life, but the little creature that usually skips and bounds beside him is conspicuously absent. I'm sure he's just out gathering food. He'll be back before long. A distant chime rings out from the clock tower in the center of the town, interrupting Quincy's thoughts. He gazes over toward the source of the sound. Numerous stained glass windows line the building, but the overcast sky offsets their usual radiance. At this moment, the tower seems shrouded in sorrow. No harm in one last walk around town before the rain comes. Before long, the rainfall inundates the town, and no resident would be so determined as to come to the temple to pray in such weather. The side door is pushed open. The tall, golden-haired man stoops to enter, leaving a damp trail of footprints on the carpet in his stead. More cleanup work for the priests. He lets out a frustrated sigh and settles down on a prayer bench to dry off. A shadowy figure sits in the back pew, almost out of sight. There I'm back in a night. Record timing. What are you doing here? Reading? Once word spread that the Grand Sorcerer was in the area, the palace wasted no time in issuing this letter. Ray brandishes a sheet of paper while retrieving the unsealed envelope he had tossed to one side, waving it with a flourish. Right. You're not going to ask me to read it to you? Not interested. Quincy's eyes glance at the letter, then the ashen-haired man. I don't need leverage over you. Sadly, it contains nothing so useful. It's just incessant rambling. He takes hold of one corner and folds a sheet in half, then rotates it lengthwise and folds it again. It's a letter of condemnation penned by some furious palace ministers. They're displeased with my offer of assistance to the Grand Sorcerer in maintaining the altars. The Klein nobles need Huey, but they're not keen on entrusting the safety of the kingdom to a Grand Sorcerer of dubious origins. Oh. I thought it was only Saya that didn't like Huey. You took responsibility for maintaining peaceful relations with the Grand Sorcerer, and they still condemn you? A core noble like myself intervening to assist him undermines the palace's so-called neutrality. Though that was not your intention. You're lucky you live in the woods. I'm not sure you'd survive the palace. The church and royal household have close ties, which they use to keep track of my movements. Not to worry. Once we leave the water territory, they'll cut short their frivolous protest. It should be fine if you want to leave. Huey always brings different combinations of clan members to assist him with maintaining the altars. It makes no difference exactly who is present. Okay, so there are other clan members currently, like at this generation. Huh. Ray finishes folding the letter, now shaped like a bird. He gently straightens out the paper wings, then breathes lightly upon it. Oh? I'm prepared to follow the Grand Sorcerer on his journey until I find a way to sustain Kleinster that doesn't require his constant upkeep of the altars. They can send as many letters as they like. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. That's settled then. And why do you want to follow Huey, He asked me to, and I agreed. Nothing more. So you just agree to everyone's request, do you? Just like last night, the appointment you kept? Loath to respond to Ray's sardonic remark, the golden-haired man merely casts a sharp look in his direction. Unfazed, Ray flicks his wrist and gives flight to the paper bird. It charts a meandering flight path over the pews before alighting. Oh. Why are you glaring at me like that? Nobody's dragging you along, you know, be it the altar or your nighttime rendezvous. Both are obligations you set for yourself. That's okay. to make and understand what's probably going to happen next. It's a little bit of relationship lore, but not as much lore as Rusted Nation so far. And I don't know, I found Rusted Nation more exciting so far compared to the two. But this is like character storytelling more than exciting storytelling, so it's cool getting these insights and relationships into what they have so far, and I'm curious where this is gonna go, because is this just gonna wind up leading to the first two double eclipses, since they mentioned that they're heading to the Wood Territory next? Are we gonna eventually wind our way back through the Fire Territory and the Dark Territory? Are we gonna see the Dead Zone? So I'm curious to see what this will cover. I'm also curious why this was a winter event. The funniest joke I saw was that Klein was going through global warming, and that's why all three of them have so little clothing. So, but yeah. So that was that so far. It is interesting to know that Father was not here. Topper was still a mysterious creature at this point in time. I'm curious to see what Quincy's secret nighttime rendezvous is. I think the things I wanted to actually know the most was whether or not Kuya, like, exactly how violent he was in the past, and like if he had a mate and a family, because like we know he hates humans a lot, and it's implied that he hates humans because potentially humans might have killed his mate and his family if he had one. But, like, we have no confirmation of that, and that's just implied. I also want to see if there's supporting evidence for the divorced Kuya-Quincy shenanigans. So far, it seems like they're just beefing with each other because Kuya's an asshole. Which is, like... oh well. But yeah. So, I will say, finger thing, that's actually less extreme than what we've seen of him. Okay, oh, okay, good. I have a good clean background. So, yeah. Alright, so now I am gonna try to get Kuya a little bit. So, I think I have a decent amount of contracts. Go away. So, and yeah. Oh my god, look at this outfit. Isn't this outfit gorgeous and amazing? And just like, oh, it's so good. It's such a good outfit. He is... Okay. It should have been a real dress. At first glance, I thought it was a real dress. But then I noticed that it actually ties in the front, so it's not a real dress. Because, like, he's worn kimonos, but kimonos are dresses, and they're unisex anyways. So, in Magical Girl, Kuya should have been a dress, but it wasn't. And so this one, I almost thought it was. One day, we'll get Pipa in a real dress. But this is... I probably can't say what it actually reminds me of, but like... It's very not safe for work. So, like... You can't see... Let me see if I can tap. Yeah, there you go. This is an indication of what I'm referring to. And yeah, so if you look at the sparks. So that's the vibes that this Kuya is given, and I like the vibes a lot. A lot. Although I will say, my one issue with this is that Kuya is not a triangle. Dante is a triangle. Kuya is not supposed to be super crazy mega buff triangle guy. That's not his archetype. He shouldn't be this way. He should not be having these giant Dorito shoulders. But anyways, okay. Let me try and see if I can get Kuya. I'm probably not gonna... Let me see how many pulls I have to be able to pull.
not gonna pull all of them because I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let me do my superstitious stuff of clearing some battles. I don't know if anyone else has this thing, but sometimes you do like a superstition type thing to see if you can try to, you know, beef up your luck. And okay, I don't think I can do that method.
Master,
No, wait, I think I can do this. You know, I can also hide my screen for just a second. Yeah, I know this has absolutely no effect and does not do anything whatsoever. Yeah, so I know that doesn't do anything at all, but it just feels like it may potentially have a little bit of luck. But yeah, my only curse is that Quincy really freaking likes my account. Like, last year, Quincy and Garu was in every event together, and I kept getting Quincy before I got Garu. And I think in one event, I forgot which one it was, I never got the Garu, I only got the Quincy. So, that made me very displeased when that was happening. So, yeah, not a good time. But I have optimism, I have hope, and wish me luck. I get the Kuya and not any Quincy's. Please, please no Quincy's. Please no Quincy's. Alright, give me Kuya. Okay, no luck. Okay. I think I'm just gonna only pull a few times. I know it's best practices to save up 300, but I'm just gonna hope. I think I'm gonna not more than 50 for now. Please. Please. Am I gonna have the same problem as the Noctilucent stream where I don't get... Okay, no, I'm gonna keep praying for good luck. I'm gonna either stop at 50 or stop at the first SSR I get. And nope. I think I'm probably gonna stop at 50. Sigh. Right, last pull attempt for tonight. Damn it. I am sad. I am very, very sad. Okay. Alright, well, thanks for joining me on this alright note. I guess unfortunate note, technically. But yeah, if anyone is, you know, watching back to listen to this event, because that's, to be honest, that's what I did. I was watching other people's New Carnival streams to, like, listen to them read the event, rather than, you know, replay it all the time. Because sometimes I don't want to replay it. Sometimes I just want to hear someone else tell it instead.
So if you're watching this VOD for the same reason, I hope you're finding it useful, even though I don't have the best voice. And I am sad. Kuya is being a mean bitch. Please, Eva, come home. Alright, so yeah, that's it for the stream. Yeah, we'll see and find out what happens next week. I'll be aiming to stream part 2 on Friday again. And yeah, thanks for watching and have a good night.